I've been trying to become a YouTuber for the past 2 years. I started by building a faceless short channel that reached over 200,000 subscribers, but I felt like I wasn't heading in the right direction. I've made so many mistakes along the way, but now I finally know sort of what I'm doing. I'm going to share a 3-step framework of how I would start a YouTube channel today, and later in the video I'll share one critical mistake that you must avoid if you are aiming not just to monetize your channel, but truly make a living from it. Let's start at the beginning. Test the waters. Overthinking stops many people from starting the YouTube channel. It almost stopped me, but you have to quiet those voices in your head if you are going to give this a genuine shot. Start with what you have. You can use your phone as a camera and use free editing software like CapCut or DaVinci Resolve. If I had to start over, I would start by committing to creating 3 videos. At this point, you shouldn't be concerned about your filmmaking abilities, picking the best niche, or your editing skills. None of that matters for now. The goal here is to get the ball rolling and gain some insight into how it feels to create videos. Your first couple of videos will probably be terrible, but that's okay. Remember that our goal here is to get past the overthinking phase. Getting started is the simplest yet hardest part for most people. The fear of failure, the uncertain path, and the pressure of perfection can be paralyzing. But here's the truth. Getting started doesn't require perfection, just the courage to take the first step. So start by picking 3 things that interest you and you like talking about. For me, it would be freelancing, business, and rock climbing. Brainstorm different ideas related to each one of those and come up with at least 3 ideas for each one. For example, looking at the freelancing topic, we can come up with ideas like how to become a freelancer, the best freelancing careers to pursue, and little known freelancing tips. Again, you don't need to overthink this. Just create a list of 9 ideas. Give yourself about 30 minutes to complete this task so you don't get stuck in your own head. Now that you have your list of initial ideas, pick the 3 that resonate the most with you. These will be your first 3 videos. I have to be honest, after I experienced my initial success with shorts, I was hesitant about switching to long-form content. It felt much more exposed. I realized that I was getting sucked into my own self-doubts and decided to commit to the process that I just described. And that's how, for the first time in my life, I appeared on camera and uploaded the first video to YouTube. Learn to swim. So we got started. Although it doesn't feel like much at this point, honestly, it is more than most people ever do. But now is not the time to sit back and relax. After we got the ball rolling, it is time to get better at this whole YouTube thing. But how do we do that? To be successful on YouTube, you have to be good, or at least decent, at many different things. Editing, writing, creating thumbnails, being on camera, telling stories, finding video ideas, coming up with great titles. It can get very overwhelming very quickly. So let's simplify it a bit. What does YouTube want? Essentially, YouTube wants just one thing: for people to spend as much time on YouTube as possible. It may sound a little vague, I know. I mean, how do you keep people on YouTube? Well, it comes down to 3 key metrics. Click-through rate, which is how many people clicked on your video out of those to whom it was shown. Watch time, which is how many hours your video was watched in total. And retention, the percentage of your video that was viewed. Focus on improving these 3 and the rest will take care of itself. After I uploaded my first couple of videos and saw them barely get 30 views, I decided that I'll focus on improving at least one thing every time I uploaded a new video. Instead of measuring myself by how many views I got, I decided to focus on improving the things that actually led to views in the first place. So each time I worked on a new video, I asked myself, what is the one thing I can improve this time? But don't just look for the low-hanging fruit. It is easy to get carried away with trying to improve things of little importance. For a couple of videos in a row, I decided to work on my video packaging skills. This meant improving the thumbnail, title, and hook of the videos. Meanwhile, I also borrowed a decent DSLR camera from a friend and upgraded my mic. Audio quality on YouTube is often neglected, but it is at least as important as the video itself, and it is much cheaper to improve. As for cameras, again, most smartphones have a good enough camera to start with. And if you want to invest some money into how your videos look, I would suggest investing it in lighting. It doesn't have to be expensive either. You can get pretty good entry-level lights for around 30 to 50 bucks. These will already improve your videos drastically. This process of getting better can be long, tedious, and frustrating. Sometimes you won't see progress for a couple of weeks, or maybe even longer. At this stage of your journey, focus on the skills you acquire and perfect over time. Those will eventually get you the results you're looking for. going to the next level. Okay, so we got started, then we worked hard at getting better. Well, now what? Now we've reached a fork in the road. You've probably been doing YouTube for a few months. You have a few dozens of videos and gained a lot of valuable insights into the process. And now that you know what goes into making YouTube videos, it is time to decide. Do you want to go from good to great and build a business out of YouTube? Or do you want to keep it as a hobby? If you want to keep YouTube as a hobby, you can upload videos casually when you feel like it. But if you want to make a living off of YouTube, you'll have to be more strategic than that. With that, let's take a look at our niche. To find your niche, which is the thing that you want to talk about, there are 3 simple questions to ask yourself. The first one is, what is your unfair advantage? That thing only you can do or have that other people on the platform can't. For example, if you've been a designer for a couple of years, it is not something that can be easily shortcutted. Consider leaning into this expertise you have. The next question is, what do I want to talk about? If you're anything like me, you probably have a lot of things that you want to talk about, but don't get scattered. Choosing a single theme that will run throughout your channel will allow you to attract a specific audience. This will allow you to monetize your channel more effectively as opposed to just posting random content. And lastly, the question that you should ask yourself is, who do I want to talk to? Think about who your audience is. Are these students, YouTubers? Are they digital nomads? Knowing the answer to these questions will allow you to pick better video ideas that would provide more value to your target audience. With our niche in hand, it is time to turn our skills into a business that can sustain us. To make a living off of YouTube, you'll probably need to earn more than just the AdSense revenue. For many of the largest creators, YouTube ad revenue is only a small percentage of their earnings. Beyond AdSense, YouTube creators have several options to increase their earnings. Affiliate marketing, sponsored content, and online courses are some of the more popular ways. But to be able to make this work, you need to build trust with your audience. Many creators make the mistake of trying to earn as much as possible as soon as possible without actually building the trust first. Gary Vee has a concept that he called jab, 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 right hook. In this, he refers to the ratio of giving and asking. The more value you can give your audience without asking anything in return, the better. Building this trust and goodwill will allow you to build a community around shared goals and values, so you won't only be able to make an honest living, but also build something meaningful. Becoming a creator is something that many people aspire towards. It can be fun, fulfilling, and a profitable path to pursue, but not necessarily an easy one. Looking at our favorite creators today, we don't see the countless hours they spent editing, the sleepless nights they went through, their failures, and their frustrations. Make this year your year of growth. Commit to the process and the results will follow. And if you want to improve one of the top skills you'll need to succeed on YouTube, which is how to package your videos, head over to this video to learn how.